Hello there, my lovely Legionnaires. How are we doing today? Have to go. Just want to jump in, say hello, enjoy your stream. Thank you, Sunny. If you manage to get some free time before the stream's over, you're always welcome back. Goodbye. Chad, I may be a little stupid. I may have just fucking snarfed up the pizza that I ate yesterday and burned the roof of my mouth. That's it for too long. Google, show me men kissing. I burned the roof of my mouth. My mouth hurty. For gay content, I'm sorry I haven't read any more One Piece. I was on holiday. No, it's fine. You are not, nearly, like, tired as fuck, but awake nonetheless. True, me too. Welcome to me needing to stare at the other times I've drawn them, because I have never drawn these characters consistently a day in my motherfucking life. Me, I'll do what I did yesterday. I'll have a nice refined sketch and then I can just line and color it. Also me, I hate this sketch. I hate this sketch with every fiber of my being. I need to fucking fix it. Ugh. I'm simply just very bad. I'm very bad at art, chat. You all think that I'm good and talented and shit, and I hate to inform you, I'm in fact very bad. I'd say consistency's a slut, but that would imply she puts out for me, when in fact she does not. Fuck. I may just... I can clean some of this up in line work. Yeah, I can. Oh! Hang on. We may have a moment. Yes! Want to see if he'll join us. I have paid you money for your art. I will fight. You can spend your money however badly you so desire. Lio just sent me a panel from King in Black. And was like, I like when Matt's faith is used as like an ethos system. Not whatever the fuck this is. And I'm like, oh, is that King? Just to be sure, I was like, oh, is that King in Black? And he goes, yeah. I'm like, welcome to the Zdarsky run, motherfucker. It's been like this the whole time. I'm so tired.
Hello.
Hi.
Won't be able to talk much because I'm at work, but yes, I've been reading the two King in Black omnibuses I have.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. That's been the Zdarsky run the whole time. It's been a lot of that.
Well, there's things from it I do like. I like that Matt's one of the few people who can resist null just based on his faith, but at the same time, I think there are better ways to go about doing it.
Oh, there's so many better ways to go about doing it.
But at the same time, snatching up Null by his neck's pretty doggone hard. I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Listen, pinning himself in the electric chair was dope as fuck. I wish the comic didn't suck.
Yeah, it really dragged on, and the concept is cool. I am not going to deny that. I like what they're doing with Eddie as a character, but the King in Black just, so far from what I've gathered from reading so far, it's like a modern Dragon Ball fight, and I hate that.
Yeah. Welcome
the villain shows up. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, welcome to the whole ass run, motherfucker. It's all like this.
Yeah, but why is Zdarsky able to write Batman okay?
No, he does not write Batman okay.
Given the vague sobbing and screaming I have heard from one of my Batman friends, apparently he doesn't.
Right now, I'm kind of in the middle of his run on Batman with the robot thing. This name I can't remember. And
oh yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed the last few issues I read, where Batman's going throughout the multiverse, and part of that tickles my nostalgia brain. But I know sooner or later they're going to have to address his now robotic arm. And frankly, I just kind of like the fact that they had Adam West Batman in there for a couple pages, and they didn't make him an absolute joke.
For once.
I like that. Those are wholesome things. I would like to just extract that and keep that. It would be nice.
I said before, like with a lot of things that I have very strong feelings about, I wouldn't hate the Zdarsky run as much as I did if there weren't things about it I liked. There's a couple of things in his run. There's a couple of bits, a couple of pieces of dialogue that I fucking adore with all of my heart, and then the rest of it just simply blows.
You can't just tell me that Foggy's been dead for 20 years!
The Zdarsky run on Daredevil, does that include when he recently had a face-off against U.S. Agent?
Yes!
Okay, I saw that page where U.S. Agent's I am right with God, and Matt's then why did he send the devil? I'm the best clapback to that would be tell that to Job. But
yeah.
Nope, couldn't include that.
No. Oh, there's a lot of there's a lot of oh, have I told you about the Archangel?
This is gonna hurt, isn't it?
So, yes. So we found out, allegedly, that one of Matt's college friends is apparently his God-given guardian angel who's been manipulating his life for the entirety of it.
I really hate the way Marvel writes God character. I just do.
Yeah, listen, I'm not.
I don't mean the.
I was gonna say, listen, I'm not caught up with the Jesus manga, so you'll have to forgive me. But isn't free will kind of a whole big thing that we have?
Yes.
Yes, and while there's times God guides people to things, it's not God doing so without them making conscious choices. And he doesn't have. The Bible talks about how some have entertained strangers not knowing that they're entertaining angels. That doesn't mean that God's hey, have a guardian angel. Oh, he's going to manipulate the entirety of your life because you have no free will. And I find this funny. And that's the second or third time I've seen that happen in Marvel from the times I've been reading it. There's a comic I had as a kid where an angel completely starts dicking with the Hulk to win a bet.
was gonna say, granted, the execution on that one might be funny.
Wow, the Book of Job? That adaptation of the Book of Job?
No, not exactly.
I don't think Bruce Banner's
It was something I can't
Job.
remember.
Bruce Banner's not a very good Job.
No, he's not. And
Yeah.
then there was there was what they were gonna do with Ghost Rider, to where he was apparently, hanging out with Jesus for a while, and then Marvel editing had to change that because they didn't like it. I'm glad they changed it, but it should have been there to begin with. The way they handled it, it's freaking goofy.
Playing poker with Jesus Christ. Hell yeah.
Time to talk.
I am very, very strict about a manga adaptation.
About the manga adaptation of the... Also, first of all, thank you for the donation to the Trevor Project, James. I appreciate it immensely. It says $5, a little something for Brooke's help. Thank you. Also, hello, Tex Emporium. I've never seen you here before. Welcome, welcome. Also, thank you. I drew the little dolls myself.
Oh, Heaton, I'll speak vague about it, but you'll hopefully know what I'm talking about. You should pick that project back up and have Lio read it to be one of your beta readers to help you tell you why it's bad.
Oh.
It'd be funny.
Am I gonna have to voice a villain again?
No. Okay, so
No.
I read a webtoon a while ago. Because TikTok would not stop fucking giving me this fucking creator's posts over and over and over again. I'm like, all right, fucking fine. I'll if you're so goddamn sure, I'll read it. And it was fucking awful. It's called Covenant.
Yeah.
I would like you to picture for me in these moments. You know how, in our time, in the before times, the thing registered trademark in anime was demon hunting? Your Yu Yu Hakusho's, your Inuyashas, etc. Yeah? Picture that, but it's Catholic priests in bondage gear. And some of the worst queer writing I've ever read. To the level that there was a hot minute where I was like, this is a white straight girl. And then I looked it up and it's not. It's an Asian lesbian.
There was one time I kept getting ads for a webtoon, and it looked cute, and I clicked on, I started reading it, and it's porn.
Yeah,
fantastic.
It do be like that. Covenant is the name of the webtoon.
I did not like it. Then there's another webtoon I started reading called Roundhouse, and it was really neat, and they haven't updated since January.
It do be like that.
The first webtoon or webcomic I ever read was Hero Quest, I think it was called. And that dude, got all the way to the end of his story and never, ever finished it.
That shit's the worst.
Oh yeah, and then I found out later on that his name is Ian Jones Cordy. So yeah, fantastic.
Are any of you reading the current Nightwing comic? I don't read DC comics mostly. I read one DC comic.
Sorry, it was RPG World. That was the name of it, not Hero Quest.
I don't read DC comics asterisk unless Mark Waid is writing them, and then I read DC comics. Literally the only reason I'm reading World's Finest is because Mark Waid is writing it.
They can be friends, Zach.
Don't get me started on Snyder. Don't.
I'll never get over it. The old man with his whole chest right in front of us said, the people who hate my run of Daredevil and proselytize for Zack Snyder that Venn diagram is a circle. And there was a portion of the room, you could tell, did not like that. Because he was right. They hated him because he spoke the truth. I still can't get over the fucking... Oh yeah, Mark Waid's fucking woke SJW version, his SJW run of Daredevil, and I'm sitting here looking at my Daredevil comics and going, what the fuck are you talking about?
Is it just because my boy has mental illness? Is that it?
Because they say depression by name? Because that monologue about depression goes hard as fuck. What are you talking about?
Oh no. What did I miss?
Nothing, we're just talking about
it's
how good
almost
Mark
like
Waid is.
Yeah.
It's almost like the majority of superheroes do what they do because of trauma or something. Gee willikers.
Yeah.
Don't make us break out the other quote.
I'll break out the quote. I'll break out the quote from that same run.
That's a slippery slope to the, like, who said that? It was some D&D bullshit that was like, listen, normal people don't become adventurers. And it's like, that's true to an extent, but, like, we don't have to insert mental illness to everyone who goes and tries to save people.
No, there's a great monologue that Matt has during that Wade run when he's talking to Rachel Cole Alves, Frank's sidekick at the time, where he talks to her and he says, like, you insinuating that we need to suffer in order to do good is an insult to the people, to people who go out and do good every single day of their lives.
Is what we refer to as the sign.
Don't make me tap the fucking sign.
Let them be friends, Mark.
Oh no!
Or who is he?
Frank!
Yeah,
He said they
Frank
can
Miller,
be, he's talking about Frank
Frank.
Miller, and he says they can be friends, Frank! Bruce and Clark can be friends!
It's even better when they are friends, because I keep getting, like, little bits of the Bat Fam webtoon on my TikTok. And, like, it's the bit where, like, Alfred's gone, and so Bruce just ends up at some point calling the fucking Justice League to help, and, like, they're struggling as well, until Diana, the one with the brain cell among all of them at that very moment, is just like, just go without the ties. Because trying to figure out how fucking ties tie, and they're friends. They're friends, Frank!
That's actually something that reminds me of what I didn't like from the comics I've read about the Batman Zdarsky run, is that robot whose name keeps escaping me. I know he's like the last resort and Batman Zerna built him, blah, 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 blah. Like, what I would have loved is there's this really hard panel where Superman shows up and he's like, get away from my friend. Like, it would be nice for once for Superman to just wreck something, because he has admitted multiple times, I hold back when I'm fighting Batman because he's my friend. So I would love for him to just recognize, or the writer just recognize, this isn't a sentient entity. There's no code against killing it, and just let Superman annihilate it. I don't care what protocols Batman has, what he's built into it.
It'd be
Superman
funny!
It would be, and it would be wholesome. One of the best pages I've ever seen of a Superman Batman comic is where they're in the middle of a tundra. They just got done with a mission, and Batman hugs Superman and says, you're a good friend, Clark. And he stands there and he's like, did you just hug me? And Batman sulks away like, yes. And no one will ever believe you.
No one will ever believe you.
It's so good. Is this guy bothering you, Betsy? So good.
Tell us Mark Waid that his 2011 run is what got me into Daredevil, and it's my favorite. He tells me, that's an unpopular opinion, right?
It's like, that's an unpopular opinion, right? That's a really
He
hot
wasn't
take.
just being cheeky. He sounded actually, like, surprised. Poor guy.
He rules. I would love to have the opportunity to speak to him, like, one-on-one someday. That'd be dope.
Why don't you invite him onto your channel for an interview?
I've looked into it. A couple of the emails that I've found, didn't seem to, like I haven't found contact email yet.
So what you're saying is that I should dox him.
Please don't dox Mark Wade!
I kid.
Please don't.
Why would I dox Mark Wade when Kevin Smith is right there?
No!
Yeah.
But yeah, if I can find a contact email, I would. Worst he can do is not respond.
Got $25 more to the Trevor
Thank
Project.
you, Wandering! I appreciate that immensely.
Yeah, DMC, I was thinking about
now?
the Brooklyn Nine-Nine scene as well. I got injured hula hooping. Here's a video. Why are you showing me this?
So what?
Because no one will ever believe
what-
you.
What project is Trevor working on? Is he building a birdhouse or something?
He's protecting the gays.
Well, I thought it was the trans mostly. Like, I thought that was their focus.
No,
Or is it-
the
So
Trevor
is that a
Project.
yes on the birdhouse?
Yes, it's the birdhouse for the gay kids.
The Queer Kid Birdhouse Clubhouse.
For those of you who are unaware, the Trevor Project is a charity to help suicide prevention in queer youth.
Ah,
What's our total at now?
We are now at $490.
$10 more, we get another lewd chat.
true.
Tasteful lewd.
A
Safe
what?
for work.
So I've
What
been
chat?
I get so every $50 on the donation, I draw something a little spicy of one of my OCs,
Or other characters.
or just a queer character I like. I can't believe that we went this far during Pride Month, where I was like, I'm gonna draw some of my favorite LGBT ships, and I cannot fucking believe it took to the second to last day.
Tomorrow's the last stream of Pride Month, so we only have today and tomorrow to get it to get to 600.
proud.
Yeah.
I mean, like, to give credit where credit is due, $490 is a lot of money.
It's
It
true.
is.
It's true.
And I am super proud of you guys.
Yeah.
Justin might not be, but I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to be. This isn't my month. It's fine.
Yeah, you're straight.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You have
had
to
it-
hate us. It's
When are
law.
we getting a straight? When are we getting a straight month? Excuse me.
Next month.
Never.
Can we
don't
have it
deserve
another
it.
month?
Nah. I'm busy next month. Can we?
Can we
I'm busy being.
Schedule.
I'm busy being gay next month. Can we?
I loved with all of my heart that we got to do one for real while we were recording for Star Wars game. We were talking about Nyx and Juris, and Justin's like, no, please. And all of us at once, all of the other queers in this call went, on Pride Month?
No, you can.
Being
We
homophobic
do.
towards the
Listen,
good
this
gay
is a
ship on,
PSA.
on Pride Month? I can't believe Justin's
This
homophobic.
is a PSA. I'll stop talking to Heaton because they don't listen. But this is a PSA for all of you out there that your token straight dungeon masters, they work very hard, and they do deserve a little bit, but they will only take so much. So if you want to keep playing D&D, be considerate to your token straight dungeon masters.
Cox gun.
Speaking of Star Wars, guess what I got in my YouTube email, Ethan?
Did you get another one?
I got another one.
What is this, like 4 now?
This is the third one.
Yeah, now you can 3 lightsaber style.
Then put one in your
Look,
mouth.
just because I have a third fist down there doesn't mean it's for Star Wars stuff.
Not with that attitude.
Ooh, I've been trained in your Jedi arts. We spin really fast.
Zoro would put a third lightsaber in his mouth.
Somebody did. Oh, I want to see that now. Because somebody did that really cool edit where it was like those big fight scenes at the end of Pirates of the Caribbean movies, but everyone has lightsabers, and they added the visual and the sound effects.
Mm-hmm.
Do that for like all of Zoro's fight scenes.
That'd be dope. Lyo's voice sounds like it belongs to Party Barbarian.
Actually, more often than not, I usually get picked out as the paladin. But
Yo,
when I was
Pally Club, hell yeah!
when I was
Yeah, I
at
wonder why.
anime yeah, I wonder, big thunk there. But when I was at conventions years ago, and I would be inundated with like the foam fighting people because it was fun to hit nerds in a way that wouldn't get me arrested. There was one dude who was really into One Piece, and he decided to go full Zoro, and it did not end well for him. He
Listen,
found out that if you stick a sword in your mouth and somebody hits it, it hurts badly.
Didn't train his jaw enough.
listen, Zoro trained for decades to be able to master Santoryu. Come on.
You know, I wonder if one of the reasons why 4Kids changed his name for their first dub is because of the concern about getting it like mixed up with what the West knows as Zoro.
Distinctly possible.
Yo, we got $50 more.
Creation, thank you so
Let's
much.
go.
Thank you for the
60
$50.
more.
Thank you.
60 more.
I know what it's like to feel
Aw.
alone due to your gender and sexuality. Hell yeah! As I've always said repeatedly, this is I go out of my way to make sure that for my LGBT, for my POC, for my disabled homies, all of the Legionnaires, no matter what your deal is, you're welcome here. As long as you're not fucking racist, a pedophile, or a bigot in any way, you're welcome here.
If you're fucking racist.
So basically
then
what you're
don't come
saying
to
is-
my show.
What you're saying is any representative from Florida that is not even slightly left-leaning is not allowed in your chat.
Yeah,
So no Redditors.
there's no Redditors
So no-
allowed.
All right.
So no Matt Gates. Got it.
You heard the man, Justin. No Redditors. Get out.
He
I'm
got
not a
off the
Redditor.
cover.
I'm not in anything.
Justin,
sometimes-
you are the best example of what an exception Redditor looks like. Okay.
Except I thought there was an exception, and then there wasn't, and I left Reddit because I'm like, oh, this sucks. And then it was good because now Reddit's doing its fuck shit, like as a company. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, jump that ship right on time.
When isn't Reddit doing their fuck shit? You know. If it's not,
Yo!
sometimes the people in it.
Yes, Lio. Sorry.
Sometimes I feel, sometimes I feel like I'm some sort of like explorer from National Geographic, sitting in these calls, listening to a completely different culture with their own language and their own comments. And I'm just trying to decipher half of it.
One of these days we'll teach you the memes. Don't worry about it.
It's poggers. That's for sure.
So, important. Hey, Heaton.
Yeah, I saw it. Thank you, Gator. Thank you.
We've hit our goal.
We've hit
Do you know
our
what that
goal!
GG gets streets.
GG can get streets, but yeah, that's what it means. Never mind.
All
That's
of the
better.
moods have been unlocked, chat.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much. It was really important to me this month that we donating to the Autism Self-Advocacy Network last month. It's always really important to me that during these times in which we live, it's always important that we manage to give back, and I want to help. I want to take as many opportunities as I can possibly get to help my community not only feel safe and happy, but to know that you are supported and cared for here. If I can use my community to help others, I will!
I did a data update.
Hell yeah.
This is great. And nothing went
Great
wrong.
day.
It's a great day. It's a great day off. Oh no, dude! Life's a beach and you're here, dude!
I'm also, I'm so excited. I have more good news. Our first ever sponsored video is gonna go up. It's gonna go up on Friday.
It's a banger because I've already seen it because I subscribe to ko-fi.com/hateonnerds.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And while I'm at it, you know, in July, don't forget the first thing you do at the beginning of the month is to subscribe to Eaton Navaroni on Twitch.
Twitch.tv.
But we got our. I submitted it to the people at Magic 7 and they approved it, so it's gonna go up on Friday. Yeah.
Life's the beach and you're here, dude. Titus, Final Fantasy X.
So
life's all a dream and you're here, dude. Is how that shit.
And if you wanna see it right now, if you go to my Patreon or to my Ko-fi, do !Ko-fi in chat, and then you go and pledge $10 to the future site tier, you get to see the video today.
Right now.
We've also finished next month's videos as well. So everybody say thank you, Brooke.
I
Thank
cranked
you,
those
Brooke.
all in the span of like 7 or 8 hours. And then I had to re-render them because Heaton wanted intro and outro music.
Which is wild because you did it the
So-
first time, then didn't do it the other times, which is
I
nuts.
don't know what the fuck I was on, but it's fine.
But yes, Lio.
What's the weirdest like sponsor email you've ever gotten?
I've only ever gotten the one.
No. Bad Dragon.
Oh, that's right! I forgot! You're totally correct! So I meant to talk about this on stream and I totally fucking blanked. I got a Twitter, so it wasn't an email, it was a DM. I got a fucking Twitter DM a couple of months ago. How the fuck did I forget about this? A company, some random company, I looked into them a little bit, and aside from, as you will find out in a moment, I had no use for this product. But I couldn't tell if they were on the up and up or not, so I never responded. But I got a fucking Twitter DM from, the spokesperson for some fucking dildo company. And they were like, we'll send you free product if you do promo. And I was just sitting there like, do you know whose Twitter you're on?
Yes, they do. They want an objective review, obviously.
Yeah, objective. Yeah. I wonder if this is the one that wound up saying that they were 100% silicone, but had definitely had metal in the middle. I wonder if this is.
Ugh.
I
heard about that story.
Anal railgun was not a sentence I expected Justin to say to me that day when he told me that story.
I actually got a similar email, but not from like anything I've heard of. But it's like, oh, we got these toys and you can try them. I'm sitting there looking at this email, thinking, number one, these people haven't seen my channel. But secondly, I'm like, all right, I have an option here I can utilize. Do I ask them to send me one and actually treat it like an action figure review? Because I could totally go on a tirade.
That's
about
exactly
how it
what I was
doesn't
about
scale
to
with
say. You're
anything,
like-
has no accessories, no articulation. What's going on here, guys?
I mean, at least you could shove it up your ass, but you know.
This one's floppy, so you
just-
can get a nice little but like that's about it.
You could shove it up your ass, which is what I recommend the creators of this toy would do. Man, such buffoons, am I right?
Shove it up your ugly ass. That's right. Shove it up your ugly ass.
Fucking, I'm just picturing like you're just sitting there like trying to put it, like just posing it with other action figures, being like, the others in the line are seem to be a little bit more dynamic, but I decided I wanted to go with the basic model just to let you know what you would be in for the most medium price.
It's that really popular D&D meme on Twitter that like I didn't have a Kraken mini and it's a freaking tentacle dildo.
Yeah, it's fucking Tiefling Melissa's just like, I didn't have a Kraken mini and it's just a fucking bad dragon tentacle dildo. So
I
good.
respect Tiefling Melissa.
I do too.
I do as well, yeah.
Despite how much of Tiefling Melissa I've seen.
Listen, she has a dragon kink, and so like
dragon these nuts.
So do all furries, okay? Johnny Jellyjaw has a dragon kink, and I have to keep him under control, unlike you motherfuckers.
Furries with taste have a dragon kink.
You're biased!
Yeah.
First of all,
said I wasn't.
First of all, you clearly haven't met Johnny Jellyjaw. Johnny will spread his legs for any imposing creature. So Heaton, if you were a guy, there was a chance.
Jam.
Yeah, truly. I believe, hasn't it been like 4 times now that Tiefling Melissa has like posted a D&D meme and it's gone super viral?
It's almost like it's almost like Melissa's really funny.
Yeah, I like the replacement of, it's the like 2-panel comic of like, if you don't fuck my brains out, I'm gonna scream so the neighbors hear. But it's like, if you don't play D&D with me, I'm gonna scream so till the neighbors hear.
Fucking James! Heaton is a million-eyed monster, but if you want your own one-eyed monster, go to Dildo store name here. Jesus Christ.
Oh, speaking of sponsors, I have interesting news tonight.
Mm-hmm. Interesting news in this Arby's tonight?
Just say I'll announce it on stream.
Cool.
I'll put a little teaser in Son of a Presley.
I look forward to this.
W. Kaden, hell yeah. Furries tasting kinks like wine. Thank you, Gator.
Ooh.
Yeah, Mortis knows. Mortis is the one that most likely got it. So.
No, furries definitely don't taste kinks like wine, because when you wine taste, you're supposed to spit it back out, so.
The visceral physical reaction I had to that one! Jesus! Oh, Christ alive. Welcome to the regular streams, Lyle. This is what you've been missing.
Damn right I don't swallow.
Welcome to the...
No, I mean I do swallow. Fuck! Good job. Good job, Danica. I love to see it.
Don't swallow. That was my Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. It was just me with a little bit of different cadence. Hot tip for you DMs out there. Master cadence and flow, and you can sound like anything you want.
James? One, I'm a furbolg, so I think it cancels out.
No, I think it doubles. I think that's to the second power.
It doesn't multiply. And I don't, just because I married a dragon doesn't mean I have a dragon king.
Dragging these nuts across your face.
But
I need you to know, by the way.
And I'm like already kind of a furry anyway, I guess. I guess if you want to put a thing on it. Anyway.
If we're gonna put labels on Pride Month.
Yeah, I mean.
I need all of you to know that as I've been watching post time skip with Dio, every time some motherfucker talks about the will of D, both of us simultaneously, D's nuts. Constantly. And you know what? Until Oda tells us what the fuck the will of D means, I will continue to say the will of D's nuts. What the fuck does this mean?
What's the D stand for? D!
It stands for day!
D-A-A!
This party's getting crazy!
Mortis, that's not how furbolg is spelled, and you fucking know it.
Yeah. It's F-I-R, so it's about trees.
Also,
I'm not a tree.
In case anyone was wondering or cared, this is not a particular Daredevil costume. It's an amalgamation of the ones that I like. Because the default costume is too boring, and listen, I really like Marco Cicchetto's redesign of the costume in the new comics. I fucking hate the Zdarsky comics, but Marco Cicchetto's redesign is really good, and I really like it. And I just want want it. I like it. But
This is a good chat question, Heaton.
Is Heaton crying like a bitch again?
as is my wants and why.
Always.
Okay. I just want to make
Speaking
sure.
of.
I just want to make sure nothing changed.
Mhm.
Speaking of, besides Rurouni Kenshin, what other new anime coming out are you excited for?
Ooh, this is great.
Spy Family.
So I'm excited for the Spy Family movie, but next month, so in next week, I found out. Boy, Thursdays are gonna be stacked for me.
Oh, please don't fucking remind me.
Because also, you know what else comes out on the 6th?
I know
Jujutsu
it comes
Kaisen
out.
season 2,
I know.
baby!
That's why I started cackling because I knew. I was aware. I had my third eye open. I knew. I saw it.
I'm sorry for the person I will become when Toji's fat daddy
No, you're
milkers
not. Don't.
I'm sorry for
Don't
the person
fucking
that I
lie.
become. I'm sorry for the person that I become when.
No, you're not. Both
when-
of you need
when-
to stop fucking
No.
lying.
No. Well, okay. Sorry. We're preemptively warning everyone.
Listen, I'm not sorry about the person I'll be when the new
I'm sorry for everybody else.
I
I'm
was
sorry
gonna-
for everybody else.
I was gonna say I'm not sorry for the person I'll become when the new thing of Kenshin comes out. I am sorry, genuinely, for the person I will become when Toji's fat daddy milkers get animated, because it's gonna be all you hear about for a couple of days.
Heaton, it's okay. Nobody here understands you like I do.
I like so few toxic men. We all get a couple. Come on, there's a
couple.
All women get a couple. Like, I could change him. I could make him worse.
Well, I don't have just a couple, so.
Yeah, I know.
We know.
Just you don't even know me like that.
You know
I know,
what?
though.
Put in your two fucking
Except
cents.
I
you
know, though.
know me like that. Don't put in your fucking.
Except I do know. I don't know you like that, but I do know that you
You
have
know
more than a
something
couple.
and not know
'Cause
somebody like that.
You can't broadcast it on Twitter.com and other websites and then be like, how do you know the
You
number?
don't follow
Because
me
I
on
have eyes.
Twitter. You don't
Because I
follow me
have
on Twitter.
eyes.
If you
And
don't
we're
follow
in
me on
chats
Twitter, you're
together.
nothing to me.
That's
Fucking.
true. I don't go on Twitter, so yeah, that's fair. I am nothing.
Yeah, the one who I was about to say. Listen, I will take my lumps from people whose opinions matter. You, Mrs. I want to rail Sorcerer Hitler, do not get to sit here.
I'm sorry.
She knows what she does. She knows what she's done.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's actually not been ghetto for a while. It's been what's it been? How do I describe him? How do I describe Miguel O'Hara?
Get
Shit.
Ellie. Listen.
Okay, here's my problem. I'm gonna diagnose myself real quick. I have a problem with, like, my husband is, like, nothing like the fictional men that I simp for. I want to point that out. Like, my
It's true.
husband
Gavin's
is a
nice.
sweet, wonderful human being who is mentally stable.
Yeah,
And,
Peter
like-
B. Parker.
I met him before the daddy issues.
I was about to say, Ellie, listen, I know that 2020 was really hard for you, but like
Not 2020. 2022.
I know 2022 was really hard for you, but like
And listen, Jason Todd I came around before my dad passed, so like it was
Doesn't
a
count.
precursor for what was to come.
oh, so then the daddy issues were pre-existing.
Well, okay, so it's funny because I didn't really start getting into comics until after I moved out, and Jason Todd was the thing that got me into comics.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the Lord was over here being like, "All right, bitch, you got a big storm coming. I'm gonna just start you off with an appetizer, and then it's just gonna go downhill from there."
Or uphill, depending on how you look at it.
No, it's not.
Well, it's downhill in the way that it is not healthy to like if I saw these men in real life, I would actually like run, not sprint, run across the street.
Speaking of, I have a question for you.
Sure.
No, for Ellie.
Okay.
Oh, okay. What do we got?
I know your husband's into Star Wars. Has he shown you Bode from the new video game?
He doesn't get into the video games that much. He is much more of the books kind of guy.
Yeah, okay.
He likes
I'm
the
just
extended
wondering.
universe books. He's played like the one. I'm gonna sound like one of those. He likes the guy. His name is like Star Bruiser or some shit.
Oh no, you're right. That's correct. Yeah, Star Bruiser, Darth Vader's apprentice. You're right. Yeah.
I don't know. When it comes to Star Wars, I have watched the prequels, the original, and then like The Force Awakens. And then like some of the Clone Wars. Like that's it in terms of like the media that I've consumed. And
Rebels is fun, but
no, it's not. No. Fuck Rebels. I hate Rebels with all of my heart. Rebels is the worst one.
No, because I'm sorry. Revenge of the Sith is peak cinema, and you will never convince me otherwise. But I never have more giddy fun watching a movie in my life. But anytime my husband talks about Star Wars, the feminism leaves my body when two things come up: cars and Star Wars.
Oh my god, like what was that one guy's name? Wasn't his name like Ambikin Sky Talker or some shit?
Definitely, yeah. 100%.
Clone Wars is good. No, Clone Wars is the worst thing that Clone Wars is the worst thing Dave Filoni has ever given us. Fuck that man. He did not hand me Kanan Jarrus just to take him away from me. I'm so tired of this.
No,
let's
funny.
be fair. He handed him to you and let you play with him for like a decent amount of time, and then he took him away.
No,
and then he ripped him away from me.
That's manipulative and destructive.
It is manipulative. You're so right, Kaden.
There's a dichotomy that we have here, because I simp for characters who are like just generally bad for me in every context. He likes the ones that die.
Listen! It is not my fault!
Look me in my eyes, Keaton! Look me in my eyes! Tell me I'm wrong! I'm wrong!
It is not my fault that fucking
so
Japanese...
It's not my fault!
It is not
It's not my fault!
No, it's not my fault that Japanese society has decided that any time there is a suitable father figure, that he must be slain for the sake of plot, alright? That's not
I'm
my
the one
ass.
with the daddy issues. I'm the one with the daddy issues. Okay.
Two things can be true.
Two things? I was about to say, bitch, nobody is denying that.
Speaking of, I did put him in chat for you, Ellie.
Saying it out loud.
What very banter I come back to.
Listen,
hi. Heaton is my mom, and we fight often, but we love each other. So.
Yeah. Well, that's very wholesome.
It's very
good. As far
good.
as like everybody
anyway,
can have
bitch.
those.
Anyway.
Everybody can have those toxic characters they're into. For most women, it's the bad boys, and for most men, it's the she kind of bad though.
No, DMC 55. DMC 55. Respectfully, shut up.
I mean, I could go on about characters like Catwoman. I mean, I'd be here all day.
True.
Hey, Lio.
Sorry,
hey, Lio, remember when we had that conversation about that?
What conversation? I don't know what you're talking about.
His name is Tech. First of all, do you know whose channel you're on? Justin's the tech girly. Are you kidding me? Are you looking at me? Me right now? And you thought I was a tech girly? I say as I pull up the very expensive hunter figure? No.
That we will be purchasing a tech figure when it comes out.
That man whipped around, fucking did a 360 no scope on a man with a hunting knife, and the first thing that left my body was hot.
Heaton.
Yeah.
When's your birthday?
The 4th of December.
4th? Okay, so I got time. Woo! Okay, cool.
Nice.
We just decided on JJK since it was relevant and I didn't want to interrupt and talk over anyone.
Yeah.
1,185 days.
Yeah. What about it?
Anime onlys will not know what that means until it happens.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, what about it? I mean,
Don't worry about it.
We can't say. We can't say. It's for the literate girlies.
They'll get to listen. They'll get to experience it, and it'll be less time, and we'll get to be salty about it. It'll be fine. Fucking so I wanted to talk with you about this now that you're here, Lio.
Oh no.
No, this is a good thing. So we saw Saito's got a confirmed voice actor. We saw his character design.
Mm-hmm.
How fucking far do you think they're gonna go?
Hopefully they will actually finish it for once.
That would be nice!
Saito from what?
Kenshin. I would listen. I've said it before, and I will say it again. If we do this again, if I get an eighth version of the motherfucking Kyoto arc, and they don't fucking finish it, and just cut the Jinshu arc again, that will be my 13th reason. That'll be it. I'm going to snap. I'm going to come unglued, and I'm going to kill someone.
I thought you were going to stop when you said I was going to come.
Here's my question, all right? You just given us your 13th reason. What was your 12th?
Reflections.
No, Star Wars Rebels.
No,
Reflections was number 3.
That was, let's be honest, Reflections came out so long ago. That was Heaton's, like, 3rd.
That was number 3.
Well,
No, that had to count for at least
Oh,
4 or
gotcha.
5 of them alone.
The
It's
12th
so
was Star Wars
fucking,
Rebels.
it's so fucking bad.
It's great.
You still need
It's
to make
great
that
because
essay on why Reflections is bad.
I want to.
it's great.
You have
It's great.
footage of us watching it together.
I do, and that's what I want to use it for. I'm gonna make.
It's great.
I want to
It's
add
great.
cliff notes to
Fucking
that
hate that
essay.
Every time, because every time we have like a group of people join the friend group, and Heaton's like, all right, initiation time. And 9 times out of 10, I always end up accidentally being there and be like, hey guys, what are we doing? Oh, we're watching Reflections. Oh shit, I gotta watch this again.
Listen, I've said before, and I'll say again. Truly, there is no more demonstrable way. There's no more demonstrable form that my autism can take than watching that motherfucking movie. Because like I turn a 2-hour experience into 4 every time.
I mean, is that necessarily a bad thing?
A bad thing, no, but it's how you know that I have the Uber autism.
Okay.
You see,
you don't understand the Uber instincts of
my Uber autism.
My Uber autism.
Yes, Lio.
Observe.
A couple things here. I heard you guys were talking about Star Wars. I was driving during that whole time, and you guys were playing through the speakers. And one day you will pick up what I do for a living. Don't worry, Heath. Sooner or later. But
I'll figure it out.
Years ago, I was at a friend's house, and there was this one dude who was just like ravenous for Star Wars stuff because he had just recently gotten inundated with it. He's like, "Is there anything else I can watch?" I'm like, "Well, I always try the holiday special." That dude texted me at 2 a.m. He's like, "I hate you and I hate this. Why does this exist? This Wookiee haunts my nightmares." So that was a fun experience. And 2, Heaton, you better watch that new Kenshin anime with me.
Yeah, it's what we made the group chat for.
Good.
The group chat is so that every Thursday night we'll sit down together and we'll all watch together. It'll be great.
Any idea what time that's going to be?
Whenever we all can, because I know it'll probably come out sometime in the afternoon during the day, but like we can coordinate.
I know that Avi and I are planning on watching JJK every week. Planning. that is the big bold letter word. We are planning on watching it every week when it comes out.
I may join you for
It
that.
doesn't help. Well, the issue is that I work 3rd shift, and Avi is in Israel.
He is in Israel.
So it doesn't, like, usually I'm good when it comes to my friends who don't live like in America, or not people who aren't in America, because I work so late. I work from 10:15 to 6:45. So like it usually works out. However, with Avi studying the Torah and whatnot, I don't know when that will be.
He will become the master of the Jor.
Yeah, I don't know. It was
He has to complete his Jedi training.
Oh my goodness.
It's true,
oh yeah, he's still training in the waterfall.
That's the thing
So-
about Star Wars. It's Jewish all the way down.
Oh my goodness.
All
So
right,
Heaton, when are we gonna watch
all right.
Ishin Shishi no Requiem?
We can watch Ishin Shishi no Requiem. I don't hate that movie. It's just not great. Like it's a hard C.
I think it would be better if you look at it through the lens of like PTSD and trauma, hence the repeated scene that they do like 10 times in the movie.
Yeah. Like the structure of it's fine. It's just there's a couple of bits and pieces of it that aren't the best. Also, you might appreciate this. Now that we finished Rebels, I was like, can we take a little Star Wars break for our lunch shows? And Brooke and Justin were like, yeah, what do you want to watch? So I have them watching Peacemaker Kuragane.
Nice.
Yeah! Fucking, like, listen, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Peacemaker's not what I would call, like, high art or anything, but it's so good.
Everyone's talking about all the anime they're getting into, and I'm running around trying to, like, scramble and find fucking Shugokara bullshit. Everyone's got their niche, like, anime they've got, and I'm just like, today I saw the balloon.
Do you have all of the manga?
Of Shugokara? What do I need? I need Shugokara, Shugo Chara-chan. I need the last 2 of them, and then I will actually have the complete.
I was gonna say,
I have all of the series. I have all the series.
I was gonna say, if you
but
wanted
I'm trying to find.
If you wanted, I was gonna be like,
I
have a complete set. You can have it.
No. I have it. What I'm missing is, because Yuna and I've been like scrambling to find the Humpty Locks that like won't cost me my whole paycheck.
Oh, did they put out physical ones?
They've had physical ones, but they're like Japan exclusive because Shugokara wasn't popular in the West. Because like I'm trying to find the last of the Shugo Chara-chan, and then I'm trying to find the first art book, which every time I try to find it, every time I find it and I buy it, I get fucking scammed. It has happened twice now, and I'm about to lose it.
I have one more anime art book for my Kenshin collection that I need to get. And I found it a couple of places, so I know it's not hard to find. It's just every time I run across it, I don't have money.
If do you want me to get it for you? I'll get it for you as a present.
If I can find it, I'll send it to you. I would appreciate that.
Because the company
Don't
that's like my job.
Don't talk about Black Ball Area in my chat. I'll kill you. I'll beat you to death.
Oh god. I went to fucking Cincinnati, Ohio for the anime con that was there.
Mm-hmm.
And like I hadn't been to an anime con before. I've been to Comic-Con, right? But I've never been to Anime Con. Well, sorry, I've been to an anime convention before. But like one time, and that was the Yaoi paddle incident with me. But like I went to an anime con because Gavin's friends like invited us and whatever, and he was like, "Oh, I get to break in my Roshi cosplay." I'm like, "All right, shit." And so we went, and like it smelled better than what I imagined. Everyone decided to wear deodorant that day. No, genuinely, I walked in and I didn't like recoil, and I was like, "Oh my god, did people remember deodorant this time?" Because the last time I went to an anime convention, it smelled horrendous.
Yeah.
And everything was like fine. It was more like most of it was like art stuff, right?
It usually
so I was like, oh hell yeah. Well, it's been a long time, but they were very responsible. They had NSFW like areas, but they were closed off, and you had to ID. And I was like, okay, cool. But like, there was one booth that I looked, and it was dedicated to Black Butler. And it had some official like towels and shit like that, or blankets and whatever. And then they had one area where it was apparently the vendor's art, and like it was just straight up fucking smut between Claude and Sebastian.
Oh, at least it was Claude. Oh, at least it was Claude.
No, but no. Yeah, they didn't. I think the only piece of like, whoa, okay, like art was like official art, and it was like Aloise and Claude, but they weren't doing anything. It was official art, but like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh, I remember when I was into this, and then I just look over and get fucking smacked in the face with just straight up porn. I'm like, oh, there are kids at this con. I don't like this. I don't like it. Mom, I want to go home.
I want to go home. I miss,
Mommy, I want to go home.
One of the few things I miss about my local con was that they didn't have at MomoCon, and maybe they'll have it this local con, is there's always, back home, in the Void, at Detour, there's always a guy who, like, all he sells is, like, adult, doujin, right? He sells, like, he also sells, like, the figurines whose clothes come off and whatnot as well, but, like, he sells the adult products, as it were, right? So, what we would do, because he would offer goodie bags. They were mystery bags. And if you spent like $50, you got a random OVA, so you got a DVD and an issue of a manga in the bag. And so what I and a friend would go halvesies on it. We'd each pay $25, and before we opened the bag, when we got to the hotel, we would go, DVD or manga. And you'd pick, and, whoever got what, you just had to deal with what you got. So, my favorite version of that is, I still have it. It's an OVA called Level C. I don't think it was particularly popular. If it was, I've never heard of it before or since.
That sounds so familiar. Like, I had one of those, like, oh my god, but then I'm like, wait, I don't know I've never seen that, but it sounds too fucking familiar.
The premise, because it was very funny to me, was, that, the main character, our top, I don't remember his name, is a freeder. And basically what he was doing was, the plot was, what he does is that he finds dudes and then fucks them so that he can live on their couch. And he finds the main character, our precious blushing bottom, who is, a supermodel of some kind. And then they just kinda... They do what you pay $25 for a DVD like that to do. The only reason that I still keep it is because I think it's incredibly funny that... So, for those of you who don't know, Japanese censorship laws are wild.
Sir? I heard that.
cannot-
I knew exactly what you were saying.
Japanese censorship laws are wild, right?
Oh my god.
You can't like just show cock.
Was it the black bar or was it pixelated?
Neither. They're
Was
simply
it were you blinded by the light, if you will?
no.
Oh my god.
The reason I kept it is because they are simply not there. They just don't draw them. They're just not there.
So what you're saying is you saw hyper realistic Barbie fuck Ken.
That's amazing.
I own yaoi hentai because it's really funny for me to say I own yaoi hentai with no dicks in it.
That's amazing. Listen, could you help a bitch out and can I give you a loan it to me?
Sure.
Hell yeah.
It's just it just struck me really fucking funny. Cause like there's just nothing. Like and like all of the traditional sex things happen, but they're just not like there's close-ups of the top giving the bottom a hand job, but there's nothing there.
And
He's rubbing his belly.
There.
It's not giving a hand job. Twitch. He is rubbing their belly.
Like it's wild. It's so fucking funny.
It's hentai, the 4Kids version.
We don't have
Exactly!
We don't have the proper tags.
Exactly. It's 4Kids hentai, and I just fucking love it. It's so fucking funny. So I was like,
4Kids hentai would have turned them into like bananas.
It's just not gonna be there. Listen. First of all,
4Kids hentai turns them into guns.
First of all, out of context, we sound like fucking degenerates.
I also need, for out of context, we don't have the proper tags on the stream. We need to be
We
careful.
don't have, hey, it was me, it's Eaton, so. But.
Heaton
but
can
like,
change it right now and save our ass.
I won't. We're just having a discussion.
Listen, I have my I immediately when I went back to when I started like streaming on Twitch again, I was like, okay, so we're having this mature filter on at all times. Because I will be damned if fucking little kitties come around and start asking some questions I don't feel comfortable answering.
I will never in a million years forget the greatest moment of the first time I felt like I was really old. The first time I felt like I was somebody's mom was I got a DM from, I believe it was Buggy.
Oh god.
Our Buggy, who DMs me and says, Heaton, what's up with the ears in Loveless? And I froze. And I went, who put you up to this?
Who told you? Who told you?
I was like, no, who put you up to this? Tell me how much
Tell me their names.
How much did
their
Yoon...
names and address, give me their location.
I was like, what did Yoon give you to ask me this question? What did he give you? What was the promised offer for you to do this to me?
I love that you suspect Yoon. I love that.
I did immediately. And the funniest part was Buggy goes, nothing, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was positive that I'm being fucked with. Yoon asked you to do this. Yoon put you up to this and I'm being fucked with. And then a couple of minutes later, as I'm sitting there convinced, Yoon DMs me and goes, no, for real? I don't know what they're talking about. I had nothing to do with this. And they're like, tell me. And I'm like, how old are you? And Buggy pauses and goes, old enough?
Oh.
And I was like, So I went to Susie.
No, he's not. He's not.
So I went to Susie. I'm like, how old is Buggy? And Susie's like, I don't know, a minor. And so I was like, I double checked you. Get fucked. It's like, damn it! And I'm like, I'm not doing this!
No! I'll tell you what. It's been so interesting watching my niece and nephew get into anime. And my sister is like a born again Christian and like it's a whole thing for her. And
she is like, I'm very strict about what my kids watch, and I'm like, no. And before anybody says anything, I don't think that's a bad thing.
No.
I applaud her for paying attention to what her kids watch.
Mm-hmm. Not letting Uncle iPad babysit your kids. Good job.
Not letting an 11-year-old and a 12-year-old find out what Papa to Kiss in the Dark is, like I did.
I forgot about Papa to Kiss. Christ.
Listen, that is what this is the point of having kids. If you need any convincing, it's to do what your parents didn't do, and for my parents, it's monitor my internet access. And so my sister is like, hey, I trust you. What animes are like friendly for like 11 and 12-year-olds, right?
And that was her first mistake.
And she was like, well, that isn't just Pokemon or whatever. And they okay. I don't know if they like can watch My Hero Academia.
My Hero's fine.
Because like my sister doesn't seem to mind. But well, there's just a couple things that I'm like, that's a little much. But I was like, oh, I recommended Tokyo Mew Mew because the remake was coming out, and I have all of the manga for it. So I was like, oh, they can borrow like my Tokyo Mew Mew manga and whatever.
I thought for a split second you were going to say Tokyo Ghoul, and that would have absolutely been funny.
I'm not a monster. I'm not a monster. But no, Tokyo Mew Mew and T Anma actually was another one that I really recommended. And because I have my manga shelf like right next to my desk. My desk is in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And they were looking through my stuff, and I told them, you see the manga that says Jujutsu Kaisen on it? Don't touch it.
Yeah, good.
But I forgot to tell them not to touch the Devil May Cry manga.
Oh no!
They were staying over at my...
For those of you who don't know, there's titties in that one.
Yeah. Well, apparently Hunter, my nephew, got a hold of the Devil May Cry one because I thought it looked cool.
And he was right. It is cool.
Is everything okay over there? I heard yelling. Sorry. But he got the first Devil May Cry volume, and like, I didn't notice, right? I didn't notice that he had it until I walked into the living room, and I saw Dante in the book in my nephew's hands, and I said, "Where did you get that?" And he said, "Your shelf." And I swiped it. I said, "You are not old enough to be looking at this. This is for grown-ups." And I handed him, what did I hand him? I think I handed him Tianma. And I was like, this is more child appropriate, and also this will make you still have an aunt at the end of the day, so you just don't kill me.
I thought you were
your mother won't kill me.
I thought you were gonna say, like, still holding the Devil May Cry manga, this'll make you gay.
No, this'll make your sister want to murder. So this'll make your mother want to murder me.
This will make you gay. It'll make you gay permanently.
Side note, it's really funny because my niece and nephew don't register my sister. They don't register their mom and me are siblings still. So like I cuss my sister out a lot, just because we can.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because my sister's like 10 years older than me, and I can. Fuck you.
Devil May Cry is not for children, no.
It is not for children, not for little babies.
At least you didn't have copies of Berserk at hand.
No, we don't have Berserk at all in our house. Not for a lack of trying, but honestly, even if we did, we're gonna wait a few years.
Well, it's also a really rough, like, it's gorgeous, obviously, but story-wise, it's really rough, especially if you've dealt with that type of trauma. Like, my wife, I love her.
Oh, yeah.
She has, like, the most basic white girl taste in manga. So if you look at our shelves, there's like Berserk, Vagabond, Fist of the North Star, Rurouni Kenshin, right next to stuff like Kami-sama Kiss and Fruits Basket. So yeah,
Okay,
she's like, I'm never reading
all,
Berserk.
Some bullshit occurs in Fruits Basket!
there's taste in that. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I
Lyle.
never said she didn't have taste. I just said it's basic.
That I would agree with. I would agree
Anyway.
with that. It's, listen,
I'll take a picture of my husband's manga collection. I'll let you decide.
oh yeah, Chainsaw
I'll let
Man.
you
It's about a
decide
lumberjack in the woods, kind of fairy tale like. Yeah, you should read the follow-up. You should read the prequel about the other man who lives in the woods. It's called Fire Punch.
I was
Christ.
gonna say, I'll take a picture of my husband's manga collection, and it's my favorite game. Try to find the manga that isn't Dragon Ball. But no, I once, I kind of fucked up a little bit, and I called my sister a bitch in front of her kids.
Any new manga that just got you hooked so you catch up to the physical release? For me, it's Kaiju number 8. For a split second, I want to talk about Kaiju number 8. I fell off of it a little bit, but I love it. I thought it was great. I've never been so happy to be wrong, because Crafty and I were reading it, and we looked at each other and went, this isn't gonna last more than 2 volumes. They're gonna cancel the fuck out of this. Because it's good and the main character's not a child, so they're gonna cancel the shit out of this. And then they didn't, and I'm very happy. I've never been so happy to be wrong. But as for stuff I'm tracking in physical release, currently, I'm reading Blue Period in physical release, which I need to fucking, hang on, I'm done with the art, so we're gonna do what we usually do when there's still time. Okay. So, I love Blue Period. Blue Period is a wonderful, absolutely beautiful manga. I fucking hate this book. I've never been so... It feels so strange to read... It feels so strange to read a manga that every time I finish a volume, I just get really wildly insecure about my own art. Cause like it's really good, but it has like very particular insight. Like this is a very specific like there's some manga about art where like it walks up behind me and it cold cocks me with a baseball bat and it's like get in your feels, you dumb bitch. And I'm like, okay. For example, look.
yes, sir.
Some manga just do that, or some manga and anime just do that in general. For example, hi Skate the Infinity. I wasn't expecting you to talk about one of my most, like, deep-seated, self-hate moments where I introduce somebody to something and then they get better at it than me before, with half the work, and then I become very resentful of them and then resent myself for being resentful of people I love. Thank you, Skate the Infinity. I needed that in this funny, funky, fresh, skateboarding anime. But fucking Blue Period walks up to my house, holds a knife to my throat the entire time, and then right as I finish it, leans in my ear and goes, just like you say to yourself every day, and then sticks it in my neck. And I'm like, God damn it. I hate it here. I hate it here. There's so much proverbial blood on this floor. I want to stop. Why am I on issue 9? Why am I picking up issue 10 next month? I hate it here. I am also tracking, School Zone Girls, which is really cute. That's a shoujo ai. I really like that. It's really funny. I really like the art. I am also currently reading Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie, My Dress Up Darling, JK Haru is a sex worker in another world, and, there's one more. There's a couple that have ended that there's a couple that I think have ended that I'm just collecting now. Like, I'm collecting Land of the Lost Triss. I keep trying to pick up more, Drifters, Dorohedoro, and, fucking... There's another one. Oh, and, Edge of Balance, but they're never around. Cry. I'm probably going to pick up next month for physical pickups. I'm probably gonna get a copy of Goodbye Eri, because I have a copy of Look Back. So I want a copy of Goodbye Eri. I've been thinking about, because I've seen the anime and I really like it, so I've been thinking about starting to pick up physical issues of Beastars.
I really like the cover art for Beastars, just in general.
Well.
I just love the fact that Beastars mangaka is the daughter of the Baki artist.
That's
That is
great.
hilarious
Oh
to me.
yeah!
I love that shit.
Yeah.
I love the photos of them together. It's very good. I'm very happy
So-
for them.
Real quick, because I got to drive here in a minute. Anime or manga that I've read, there's one called, the shortened term is Snafu. And when I first picked up the first few volumes, I'm like, did some idiot just follow me around high school? Because I kind of hate the main character because he reminds me of teenage me.
I hate
I
that
haven't
shit.
picked up any recent volumes. Yeah. And the time I've been spending with Peaches, she's had me so far watch all of Magic and Madoka, Steins Gate, and currently we're like 13 episodes in on Clannad.
Nice. I like,
Oh god.
I
I'm
like
so
Steins
sorry
Gate.
for the emotional damage.
Listen, I like Steins Gate. I hold the incredibly contentious opinion that I think Madoka's wildly overrated, but alright.
Madoka's
I'm trying to-
no, actually, my if you want magical girl's opinion, Madoka Magic is shit.
Thank you. I'm so glad someone else agrees.
Yeah, I just like Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon's good.
I am the magical girl fan. I am the magical girl fan ever. Ask Yoon. Actually, don't. He'll yell at you.
I have a.
No,
sorry,
I think
I have.
Madoka is horribly
Real quick, I have two cursed fun facts I need to redeem. Cows kill 10 times more people a year than sharks, which I think is a good one. And then another one is, a man from Texas shot an armadillo, but it ricocheted off of its armor and killed him.
I'm collecting Witch Hat Atelier, which they refused to stock Volume 4 of, and also I am reading Apothecary Diaries, both of which I like.
My wife is... Go ahead.
You go first, you're good.
My wife is currently like salivating over the next volume of Ancient Magus Bride, and I drive her nuts with that because I call the main dude Ookum Spookum, and she really doesn't like that. So, and one manga I was reading that was based on Tatsunoko characters. Yeah, it only got like 3 volumes translated and stopped, so I kind of hate it now.
I'm also reading
Okay.
I'm also reading Oshinoko, but I was reading the scans before there was a physical release, but now that there is, I'm buying the physical release.
I say this as a genuine manga recommendation because I know a lot of us here are masochists and we hate ourselves and we read shit that's horrible for our mental health. I'm giving you a palate cleanser because it's found family. Tianma. Please read Tianma. I think it's like 10 volumes and it is the most wholesome shit of like, again, wholesome found family bullshit. It's like an early 2000s manga. And I remember
if you like found family, shouldn't you recommend what is it? Is it Honey and Clover?
Heaton?
Hmm?
I don't gotta say more than that. You know what? I don't gotta say more than that.
What?
I don't gotta say. You know what? No. You know what? No. I will say it. I will say more. Fuck you. Anyway. I love you.
Why is this a? Welcome to another episode of Why Is This a Genre? Why is there a genre of manga and anime?
Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
That like, cause it's not. I watched like a complete breakdown of Honey and Clover, right? Because I was curious. And there's no like sexual bend to it. So like what is it with fucking weirdos and writing manga about like, oh, I have adopted a daughter. I have raised her from when she was like a toddler to adulthood. Now that she is an adult, she wants to fuck me. Like what? Why? Why is this a genre? Why does this keep happening?
I don't think
I like my goddamn single dad stories, damn it.
Genuine recommendation. Read Tianma.
Watch Buddy
it's a completed
Daddies.
manga.
Watch Buddy
Daddies
Daddies.
also-
Buddy Daddies
really
made me
good.
cry.
If you want, okay.
Spy
But I'm
Family.
saying, if you want to watch something, if you want to read something you probably have never heard of, read it.
Oh, if you wanna, I have recommendations for something for you to read something you've never heard of.
Oh God.
Let's see.
Your recommendations make me cry.
I very
Okay, do you
Your
want to learn
recommendations
about
your
9/11?
recommendations hurt my mental health.
well, yeah.
Ellie, do you want the one about 9/11?
Do you want to read this story? It's not.
No, Brooke. Hey, no, Brooke. I don't want the one about 9/11. Thank
Gimmick,
you.
in fairness, Gimmick isn't about 9/11. There's just a very prominent plot point that revolves around 9/11.
I promise you. I so fucking promise you right now. I don't want it. I don't consent to this.
If you can get your hands on a copy of Gimmick, I'd read it. It's one of my top 3 favorite manga of all time, but like...
If you like special effects or if I ever had a passing interest in it and like, but also the artistic craft and integrity and the weight that comes with that, I highly recommend it.
There's
My only problem is that there's a minor who like there's tits in it. You see tits, and like one of them is like I think she's underage or she's like barely 18, and
Yeah.
that's like uncomfortable, and like some of that shit. It's very early 2000s manga, but that's my only problems with it, and it's not the worst it could be.
No, it's not. It doesn't like. It is not more excessive than like fucking Get Backers or Sayuki or the Devil May Cry manga. It's like that. Like nothing happens. They just occasionally you see titty. Yeah. Sometimes I pick things up because they're in bookshops and I've never seen or heard of them before and they jump out at me. And sometimes those mangas sit you down and have entire long segments that are complete and have entire arcs dedicated to how important it is to maintain integrity as an artist. And as somebody who does visual effects media, it's important that you know that the illusions you're creating are illusions and that you should be, as a creator, aware of people in studios wanting to twist your work for propaganda purposes. There is a whole motherfucking section of that story that is dedicated to explaining, hey, did you ever notice that American action films were weirdly about Japan during the time where we were economic rivals, and then after 9/11, suddenly they all became about terrorism? You ever notice that? Like, it's so good. It has such profound and wonderful things to say about the film industry, and I love it with all my heart. It's part of why I really, really like Oshinoko. I would also recommend, as I sit here and look at my shelf, please read Gangsta. Please? 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 Listen, I know, Sensei isn't well. She's getting surgery. She's getting her shit together. She's healing. She's on the rehab mend, and we all hope that Kosuke Sensei gets better soon. But I follow her on Pixiv, I think. I donated to her Pixiv. And she's using Clip Studio Paint now, and Clip Studio Paint's 3D tools are really helping her because she has vision problems. And they're really helping her, and I'm happy for her, because she's drawing again. And I'm excited, partly because it means that she's healthy, and partly because you can't leave me on that goddamn cliffhanger. I'm so upset. I've been waiting since 2019! Please! Gangsta's so good, I recommend it highly. I recommend Peacemaker Kurogane. It's really good. It's one of the most interesting stories about the Shinsengumi I've ever read. I also really like, let me look at my shelf here, what else? I recommend Fake. We've already talked about Fake. If you want, like, if you like good BL content that is from the 90s that doesn't have weird essay shit in it. I really like 86. I watched the anime, but the manga's good as well. I really like 86. It's a really cool mech story. I don't normally like mech anime, but 86 is really good. Explore some themes that series does. I really need to watch season 2. Boy. I liked Nightmare Inspector. It's a series of anthologies about Abaku, one of the creatures from like Japanese myth that eats bad dreams. If you hire him, he eats your bad dreams, he eats your nightmares, and helps you with your psychological damage. It's really cool. I recommend the old school Sayuki manga. They're recently publishing like omnibus, like collector's copies of the original series, which I'm going to start buying because I really like Sayuki. Trigun's good, of course. But that's not really a niche one that you've never heard of, but you should read Maximum. Especially if you liked Stampede, please read Maximum. I like Dorohedoro. Dorohedoro's good. Sengoku Basara is good.
Gesundheit.
We should watch Senbasa. You want to watch Hideyoshi Toyotomi punch the Sea of Japan out of existence?
Yes.
Of course you do. Because that's sick as shit. Graphic novel recommendation, Night Fever by Ed Brubaker. I like Brubaker. He wrote a bit of Punisher that I liked. My tastes are all over the fucking place. I recommend Akane Banashi as well. It's currently coming out in the Shonen Jump app. I want it to start coming out physically. I really want it to start coming out physically because I really like Akane Banashi. It's really good.
I can join, and it's at the end of the stream.
I find the portrayal of Rakugo to be tremendously interesting, and I like hearing about the art form. It's really neat. I also currently...
how it is, Kaden.
I also really currently like Fabricant 100 as well. I'm hoping that that continues to be good.
Are you talking about anime and manga that you like?
I'm talking about manga that I'm currently reading.
Okay.
And they're recommending it to the audience.
And I'm recommending it to the audience. Let me think. What else?
I recommend,
I mean...
I don't recommend anything.
At this point... Say it with me, chat. Please read One Piece.
No.
The underrated manga One Piece.
Yeah. It's unfortunately as good as everyone says it is.
There's nothing funnier to me than that exact wording. Is unfortunately it is in fact as good as everybody is telling you it is.
And it's like, I recommend this very obscure manga I'm sure none of you have heard about. It's called One Piece.
I'm gonna recommend this really cool video game.
I would
probably never heard of.
It's called Mario.
It's called Genshin Impact.
Genshin Impact. Open world action RPG.
I would actually, I don't know how popular this is, but I would recommend, because it's coming out soon in physical form, and I will buy it when it comes out in physical form. I would recommend Shokugeki no Sanji, which is a short story collection that was done by the creators of Food Wars, Shokugeki no Soma. They're just a bunch of there are 6 one-shot food manga about Sanji. They're just about Sanji cooking. And I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty neat.
I can't believe it.
Let him cook.
Let him cook. Please. I'm begging him to cook. Cook for me. Also,
Oh,
I
is that
love...
what the kids are calling it nowadays?
Yeah. I love with all of my heart the I refuse your refusal. The clips going around on Twitter today. It's the fucking join our crew. No, I'm staying on the ship. I'm staying with Baratier. I have my reasons. And then Luffy goes, "No." It's literally nuh-uh. Fuck you mean nuh-uh?
Counter argument. Nuh-uh.
Counter argument. Get on the boat.
Get on the Mary.
Keaton, can I throw out a recommendation because I want to stick it to Netflix?
Of course.
Please read Bone.
Please read Bone.
Bone is so good. It is literally 9 books long.
Have I seen the hit manga, the greatest shonen series ever, Toriko? No. I read whatever was in Shonen Jump, in the physical Shonen Jumps when they were published at the time, and didn't follow it after because I thought it was really boring.
Justin is here to tell you that if you want to be a cool kid and know the things when Ahsoka comes out, you should read the Heir to the Empire trilogy wherever books are sold or at the library. They're called Heir to the Empire, Dark Force Rising, and Last Command.
Or you could watch
by Timothy Zahn, who's the only straight white man allowed.
I would also recommend Reveables, despite the fact that it shot me in the back, as is its wanton way.
The funny part is I think we told you, or like we were joking around like a couple years ago, back near the beginning of Star Wars game, and like, cause I think it might have been in our BentonCon chat, and it was like, he dies, doesn't he? And then we like kind of did a funny little dance around it, and then you just forgore.
I did just forgore. I should have known better because it's a fucking samurai story.
Rick and I had a moment like a few weeks ago when we're in the last season and you're not saying anything, and I'm like, oh, did she forget that that Kanan fucking died?
I did forget. I did forgore, and then I had to remember.
And you don't know at all what happens to Fives. So.
I still don't know what happens to Fives.
We'll get there, and it will be bad.
We'll get there when we get there.
Who are we going to raid? You know what?
Your mom.
We'll raid.
Me.
I'm gonna raid your mom.
Minerva's
I was about to make the joke.
Yeah, we'll raid Min.
I was about to make
Min
your mom joke. That was great.
Min's just hanging out. Let's go raid Min.
This much.
The raid message should be your mom.
I'm glad Heaton said One Piece is awesome. She's convinced me to watch the live-action adaptation. You should! The live-action adaptation looks really good. If you should... James, I'm gonna tell you something and be so fucking real with you for right now. If all of you are like... It seems like a lot. I don't know if I want to make that commitment. That's totally cool. You should watch the live-action adaptation when it comes out. And if you fuck with that, then you should very seriously consider either watching the anime or reading the manga. I think that's gonna be a great intro to the series for people who are not familiar. So yeah, for now, I'm gonna send you over to Min, and tomorrow's the last day of our Pride Month stream.
Last day to be proud.
It's our last day. And then on Saturday, for Saturday's stream, Art Fight begins.
Time out. We technically have 2 more days, even if you only stream for one of them. We have
It's the last day of the Pride Month. It's the last day of the Pride Month streams. I was trolling. That backfired. Ha 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 ha! You can't take it back now. Goodbye.